Hey there, and welcome. So if you've ever felt like you're doing absolutely everything right, you're sticking to the diet, you're doing the cardio, but that cellulite on your hips, thighs, and glutes just will not go away. I get it. And I want you to know you're definitely not alone. So let's just dive right into a science-based explainer that might totally change how you see this problem.
You know, it's probably one of the most common and frustrating questions out there. You put in so much work, you do all the squats, you run for miles, and then crickets. The results you're working so hard for just don't seem to show up. Well, what if the real reason is that most of us are fighting the wrong battle entirely? Okay, so to actually win this thing, we have to understand what we're really up against. And it turns out the common belief about what cellulite even is, well, it's only a tiny part of the actual story. It's time for a totally new perspective, one that looks at what's really going on underneath the skin.
Right, so this is where things get really interesting. We've all been told forever that cellulite is just about having stubborn fat, but the scientific reality? It's actually a three-part problem. Yes, fat is involved, but it's combined with muscle atrophy, which is really just a fancy way of saying your muscles have lost their strength and protein, and weak connective tissue. All three have to be addressed.
And that connective tissue, it has a name. It's called fascia. Probably the best way to picture it is like a full-body wetsuit that's woven all through your body, and it's what gives you your shape. But here's the coolest part. This isn't just some passive layer. It actually has contractile tissue in it, which means it can be tightened and toned if you use it the right way.
So let's zoom in on that second piece of the puzzle we mentioned, atrophy. Now, this isn't just about your muscles getting a little bit smaller. We're talking about them genuinely losing their strength, their protein. It's a state of deep weakness. And honestly, it's often the real hidden culprit behind why cellulite appears in the first place.
And you might be experiencing this without even realizing it. I mean, think about it for a second. Does your lower body just feel kind of weak in general? Is it sometimes a real struggle to stand up from a chair without using your hands to push off? You know, our modern lifestyle, with all the hours we spend sitting, is just devastating for our glute muscles, which, by the way, are the biggest and most powerful muscles in our entire body.
Okay, so if weakness is the culprit, then it makes sense that strength has to be the solution, right? It's time to talk about how we rebuild that muscular foundation. And I'm not talking about doing endless generic squats. We need a smarter, much more targeted plan.
And this is that plan. These 4 specific moves are basically precision engineered to wake up and strengthen all 3 of your glute muscles, plus all the fascia around them. You've got the banded clamshell, the banded glute bridge, the lateral band walk, and the deep squat with a side shift. It's these slow, controlled movements that are the real key to reactivating that whole system.
So, this is a really crucial point. Your first goal shouldn't be about the number on the scale going down. As you start replacing that atrophied tissue with new, strong muscle, you might not see any weight loss at first. And why is that? It's because muscle is way denser than fat. The very first sign that you're making progress will be feeling stronger. That's your signal. That's how you know you're on the right track. But here's the thing. That's only half the story. You can have the most perfect exercise plan in the world, but it's going to fail if your body's internal chemistry is actively working against you. You just can't rebuild a strong foundation if your diet is constantly tearing it down from the inside.
And this quote right here, it gets right to the heart of the problem. See, when you eat a lot of carbohydrates and sugar, your body pumps out a hormone called insulin. And when you have too much insulin, it literally stops your muscles from repairing themselves and rebuilding. It's like putting up a giant roadblock right in front of all your hard work at the gym.
Which brings us to the second part of this strategy, which is just as important. Cutting out sugar isn't just some vague health tip. It is the absolute key that unlocks your body's ability to actually change. It's what allows all that muscle rebuilding to finally happen.
Think about it. A high-sugar, high-carb diet is basically a triple threat to your goals. First, like we just saw, it actively blocks muscle repair. Second, it ramps up inflammation all over your body, which leads to stiffness and aches. And of course, it signals your body to store more fat. It's just this vicious cycle that works directly against everything you're trying to do.
So what happens when you decide to break that cycle? Well, the transformation can be unbelievably fast and powerful. Just giving up sugar for 2 weeks can set off this amazing cascade of positive changes throughout your entire body.
The journey is pretty incredible. After just 3 days, your body's cells actually start building new machinery to run on fat for fuel instead of sugar. By the end of the first week, you'll probably notice a huge drop in bloating and water retention. And by week 2, that's when the mental benefits really kick in. A better mood, sharper focus, and a lot of people even see clearer skin.
And just to put that water retention piece into perspective, get this.
it is possible for some people to lose up to 13 pounds of excess fluid in that first week alone. Now, that's not fat loss. That's just your body finally letting go of all the water it was holding on to because of the carbs. Your clothes are going to start to feel looser, especially around your waist.
And the benefits just keep piling up over time. You'll find you're not as hungry because your blood sugar is finally stable. That horrible crash you feel after a meal? Gone. You'll feel less stiff, less inflamed, and you'll be giving your liver and kidneys a much-needed vacation. And maybe the best part? The intense craving for sugar itself actually starts to fade.
So, let's pull all of this together into a clear, simple action plan. This isn't about some magic pill or a temporary fix. It's a complete, two-part strategy that gets to the real root cause of the problem, not just the symptom you see on the surface.
And here it is, plain and simple. Your two-pronged strategy. Number 1, you rebuild your muscular foundation with that targeted 4-move routine, using deliberate mental focus to really feel the muscles working. And number 2, you refuel your body the right way with a low-carb, no-sugar diet. This creates the perfect internal environment for all those physical changes to actually happen.
So I guess the final question is for you. Now that you understand the real science, the combination of fat, atrophy, and fascia, and how sugar sabotages everything, are you ready to stop just treating the symptom and finally start addressing the true underlying cause?
Ready to support your health journey? Head over to the link in the description to find everything you need for your transformation and get an exclusive discount on your order.